Okay. Waiting.
Waiting here. All right, we're good to go, press. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
My name's Layla. Nice to meet you.
Sophia.
What grade is that? 11th grade, 11th, and 11th. I think the first years and 12th.
Thank you everyone for joining us here at Lejeune High School today. In just a moment, I'm going to turn this presentation over to my wonderful AP Capstone students. They have my heart, and I sincerely hope, and I'm pretty sure they will, have a piece of yours before you all leave here today. At this particular time, we would like to go ahead and begin our introduction.
Hello, welcome to our AP Research class. I'm Mia Thompson, the first narrator.
Hello, I'm the second narrator, Lillian Epps. I'm JC Cancine, presenting my research on the impact of mobile phone use on sleep quality in adolescents with the help of Notebook LM.
I'm Lexi Lambert, and this year I chose to research how early social media exposure affects the mental health and self-esteem of military students.
Before we begin, we would like to provide you context for today's activities. The first half of our time together will focus on academic integrity while using generative AI. The second will provide an opportunity to meet the students who have opted to take part in the Presidential AI Challenge.
We are located at the pinnacle of the Advanced Placement Capstone Diploma. To earn the title of Capstone Graduate, this rigorous program requires that we complete and pass the exams for AP Seminar, AP Research, and at least 4 other AP classes during our high school career. In this class, we are required to create an applied project with a 5,000-word mini dissertation. In the spring, we will then present this to faculty and prior capstone graduates to defend our findings orally.
At this point in the year, we are preparing our proposal presentations and internal review board requirements. To show how AI can be used appropriately in an academic setting, JC and Lexi will walk you through the process of creating an AI-generated literature review using their 25 to 30 sources in Notebook LM. They have already conducted their own literature review, but will use the AI version to ensure they did not miss any crucial connections or thematic concepts.
I was able to use Notebook to create a literature review to compare to my own. On the left-hand side, I've inputted all of my sources, and now I can insert my research question in the chat box.
As JC moves to her other tab, she's going to copy and paste her question, and then enter it into this chat box so it can give a version of her literature review.
Now I noticed that it does not include any citations, so I have to ask again. On the right-hand side, here is a literature review notebook created with APA 7 citations in comparison to the one in the middle, which is what AI generated at first. This just shows that although AI is amazing, we love it, we have to double check and make sure to be extra specific. Now I can use the one on the right-hand side to check any themes, citations, and also see the weaknesses and strengths in my own paper.
Next, Lexi will show how she used AI to create an overview/abstract.
On your right side, Lexi will copy and paste her research question to create an overview of her research articles.
What I could potentially use Notebook for is writing an overview using my sources. Here, it gives me an abstract, an introduction, and multiple topics within my topics.
She also chose the option to create a mind map in the studio section to organize her ideas visually.
This gives me a visual representation of what I chose to study, which was adolescent well-being and digital influence. It also goes into other subtopics within my topic, such as parental military service effects, cheat meal phenomenon, adolescent mental health adjustments, and self-perception and how it's influenced by AI. These can branch off into other subtopics that can help me expand my research even further.
After providing written examples, both participants will highlight other helpful features of Notebook LM.
Next, JC will show how she created a video overview.
Using the video option, I can easily create a video that explains a crucial part in my method section, which is my theory on the melatonin suppression theory. This way, I can operationalize my variables.
She will once again copy and paste, but this time specifically for her video, and she will insert it right here to the video overview button. Since these videos usually take a little too long for this presentation to upload, she's going to click on a pre-uploaded version.
Let's talk about something that almost all of us do. It's that seemingly harmless habit of scrolling on our phones right before bed. But what is that late night glow actually doing to our sleep? You know the drill. The day's over, the lights are off, and you're just going to have one last look at your feed. It feels like a way to wind down, right? Well, if this is your nightly ritual, I'm here to tell you, you are so not alone. In fact, a poll from the U.S. National Sleep Foundation found that 97% of teenagers use some kind of tech in the hour before they even try to go to sleep.
As you can see, AI helped to generate an informational and helpful video, all connected back to JC's research topic. Similarly, Lexi next uses the audio overview to give insight and a summary of her sources.
Now, Lexi will demonstrate the audio overview feature by copying and pasting her prompt into the chat box.
Notebook offers different types of audio podcasts on my topic. Here I will play both a brief and a deep dive to demonstrate this.
Is the brief on social media addiction, self-esteem, and mental health in adolescence. Okay, so research definitely shows that addictive social media use among teens is linked to things like depression and anxiety. But, it's often how those internal struggles amplify the problem that really matters. So, what's going on under the surface?
Alright, that's the brief, and here's the deep dive for comparison.
Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to give you that ultimate shortcut to being well informed. We sift through stacks of academic research, those heavy systematic reviews, and pull out the insights you really need to know. Now, we actually started this exploration looking at a very specific group, military children. It's a high-stress population for sure, but the sources you shared, they painted such a clear, robust picture of the broader.
All right. To To conclude, JC and Lexi will demonstrate how they use their completed research paper as the foundation to automatically generate a formal research proposal within the presentation.
Another benefit of Notebook is to ask AI to generate or help me brainstorm a project proposal. On the left-hand side, I have only selected a research paper that I created on my own, and now I can enter my research question into the chat box.
Taking it from this other tab, and then once again inserting it in the same location.
Again, making sure to double check and be specific, I can use the proposal notebook created on the right-hand side with citations to help me make sure that the research question is aligned.
Next, Lexi will show her research proposal as well by once again copying and pasting it into the chat box.
Here on this side, I can pull up my literature review that I wrote myself. It includes an introduction, a research question, all the subtopics that I chose to study within my broad topic, my methods section, and my references that I found without the use of AI. When I request a research proposal from Notebook, it comes up with exactly what I chose to research, which is social media addiction, self-esteem, and military children. It comes up with a research question, my gap, a methods section, and overall creates a literature review completely AI generated. What I can use this for is to check my own research and make sure I have not left out any crucial parts of my research myself.
Now, after we have run our experiments, we can once again revisit the Notebook program for our mixed method studies for qualitative and quantitative statistics. This saves us from having to purchase a statistics program or a coding program.
As we transition into the second part of our meeting, please ask the students to show you how they plan to use AI to create our projects for the Presidential AI Challenge. But before we move on, does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you.
So at this particular time, I would like to introduce you to our teams who are engaged in the Presidential AI Challenge. And so we have a team, a team of one right here. Jude decided to he jumped on board yesterday, so he might be a little, not sure what he's doing, but he is definitely doing it with us. Here we have Carly and Hayden, who are going to be working on a team project. And then here we have three individuals, because Lexi is part of this as well, okay, along with Layla and Aubrey, and they would love to talk to you about what they're doing. And then last but not least, the other three team members that you already know are going to come and sit with Kason, and they would love to walk you through what they're planning to do for their AI Research Challenge as well. Okay? Thank you. Please enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, guys, show them what you got. So how long have you guys been working on this?
I hear you're super successful.
Yeah, like the option to choose like what you really wanted. So I feel like that was probably like the hardest of zoning it down to what I really wanted to do. I think that was the hardest. But right now, it's probably our research part on like how we're going to survey the school, or like whatever we're going to survey with, and all the methods you have to choose. You have to like zone it down into one specific thing.
Too many in this class,
It's a lot.
the rest is all
I chose school safety. That's like a big part in like my life right now. So it's like if it's relevant in my life right now, that's what I'm going to focus on.
Implications to talk about the representation of women in film and how it affects adolescents' worldview of gender roles. Too friendly is cross the boundary between you friendly and becoming your friend and research the impact of this current and how much more 5 law virtual classroom who have IEPs and tribal plans who are under the IPA Act. And I'm looking more so on how when we were on the more friendly to use it so that way we can better influence teachers to get our schools.
And while that is included,
One moment.
I get them pulled up.
We're trying to identify
Oh, that's a separate topic that we decided. So those were our research topics for the AP research. For the AI challenge, yes, our AI challenge, the two of us have decided that the issue that we have found is that a lot of students are very reliant on AI. A lot of them will use it to write for them, to do their math for them, and just get the answers out of it. We found a way that on Gemini there is a way that you can make essentially a mini AI form, and you can input instructions as well as a background of information that it can use to prevent it from writing for students, but teaching how to think for themselves and how to write for themselves. And it can be used as a tutor. I would definitely say so. They don't get some of them do when they get caught, but many teachers I've noticed either one aren't looking for it or two have trust in their students that they are going to have integrity, but some of them do not.
There are some teachers that put papers through like certain checkers that check if it's AI, especially for a lot of universities.
That's one big risk with College Board is that if they detect anything AI within yours, you can be barred from taking any tests in the future. So that's one thing. Yes.
Will invade privacy
To go into the computer and just do the homework for you. That's part of the reason why.
So here in Gemini, this is one of the little gems, as they call it, that you can create. And I've put instructions in here already that if given a problem, it's going to give instructions on a very similar problem, but with different numbers and different statistics, so that it can help the student understand how to perform this math problem without giving them the direct answer. And I do have one popped up here. I chose just a calculus problem with like an image, and the AI specifically, like after being trained, says that it can't solve the problem specifically, but it can give you a different example, and this is a different example with detailed terms. That's one thing.
Do you use a lot for your homework and for math?
I personally don't, but I feel like a lot of students do. I'm very like highlighting the textbook type of person, but I feel like other students would benefit a lot from this if they don't get that one-on-one instruction from the teacher.
Yeah, I think it's very helpful. It can be very helpful because if you have a trouble and you don't have somebody to explain to you, especially any math problem, right? You could go in and they explain to you. So it's very helpful. You know, some students they don't have privilege to have one-on-one. So when you go in and it explains to you, it's very helpful. So I like that, but you know, sometimes with everything else we need to still be careful because this is still a machine.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful what you believe and to check it twice. Yeah. So
We haven't gotten to it yet, but the plan for the two of us is we're going to put together a website that students can use to access. It'll have different subjects. Like we only have the math one included right now. Conversation practice and stuff, and I feel like it's helped a lot with students who are virtual or online when they don't have that teacher interaction. And our biggest thing that we have questions is no one is homework. They don't have to wait for an interview morning after. And we can't return.
So this is my paper. It has a literature review program. So it just talks about different ways. So women are behind the screen, how they're actually portrayed, like their slashers, that women are sexualized and expressed without the doubt. That's what they need.
Were you able to hear some of that?
Yeah.